Hi all, welcome to Leave Alien Engage. I'm Stu. Just a bit of a different start to the video this time. What we're going to do is going to show you all the work that we're going to get done in this video. It's a few different bits and pieces to do. So we're just going to start at one point and work our way around and just show you, really what's got to be done. So we've got two bits of track replacement. We've got 2 points like this, which are the Insulfrog points. One on this line, on the down line, and one on the up line at the other crossover, which is over there. I'll show you in a second. These are going to be replaced with Electrofrog points. As you probably saw if you've seen the running video, had a few issues with engine stalling on some of those points, especially on the crossover on the frog area. So I'm just going to replace them completely. In order to do that, I'm going to have to lift this track here and get this one out as well, to get it out and then replace it and then relay. So that's a fairly straightforward one. Both of them are fairly straightforward. This should be fairly easy to get the trap pins out. This is a very out. See, there's with the trap pin already. These are fairly thin pieces of ply, so it should be quite easy to pull the trap pins out of those and to save the track as well. Next issue we've got is this section here. You probably remember a couple of videos ago I laid this. The problem I found, something I found out, these 2 points are very close to each other with the point motor. So what that means is that I can't put the 2 point motors right next to each other in the positions where they are. They actually would be sitting on top of each other, so it's not going to really not going to work. I've had a look. I even tried this twist lock motor to try and see if that actually would fit better, because it's a slightly different angle. But unfortunately, that's not going to work either. Sorry, excuse me for that. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to redo this section, which means I'm going to have to lift all of this track up again. Just up to here though, don't have to lift these sections of track up at all. So that's pretty good. It probably means I'm going to have to re-drill the holes as well. I come up with a temporary solution, which is we're going to combine. So this is actually but I'll go into more detail on this when we've done it, when we get to it. So that's another job that needs to be done. This one, fairly obvious. We need to actually finish laying the reception and the back platform. Fairly straightforward. Last video you saw I did the double slip. We've got the point ready to go here. Just need to drill out its hole and for the point motor and also the other sections as well. That'll be ready to go, pretty straightforward. And drill in the connections for the power. And then, fairly straightforward. This is going to be the point for the marshalling yard. Not 100% sure where this is going to be exactly. It might be a bit further on. It might be a bit further that way. Don't know yet. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. We're going to lay the back platform first, and as we have on all of the other ones, it's a double track. Lay this one to this line, and then we'll lay the reception line off of this one. So that's why I've just put that in for the moment. So that's what's going on there. And then finally, the other section, exactly the same as the other side, but just on the up line. So that's pretty straightforward. Again, this is fairly soft board, so these should be fairly straightforward to take up and replace. So what we're going to do first, let's replace both of these points, and we'll start working our way from there. Okay, so this section took a little bit, was a little bit harder to put in than I thought, but there we go. It is what it is, but it's in now. Point seems to be okay. Did the test run on it, seems to be all right. So yeah, we'll move on. So right, now we've got to go onto this section here. Now, this is going to be a bit of an annoying one. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take this section, so this piece of track, these two curves here are going to come up, this point, possibly. Yeah, no, it is going to have to come up, this point's going to come up. These aren't pinned down anyway, so they can just come off now. This piece of track's going to have to come up, and probably these as well. This curve can stay, although I might have to loosen it just for us to actually fit everything in. But so what we're going to have to do now is that the way I'm going to do it is this piece of track will go back in as it is. But what we're going to do is we're going to fit this on the end of it. And what this is that this is a short straight, it's not straight, a short curve, which is basically the same as one of these points, and a short first radius and a short second radius. So two of these will make one of those. Just giving the information there on that bit. So that's what we're going to have to do. We have to put this. So we put this here. What this would do is that this is going to bring it slightly further away from where it is now. So you can see that's the original hole here. If I let go of it, and it hopefully will stay where it is. Yes, it does. That's brilliant. So this is where the point was originally. This is the second time where the point has gone. So the hole for the next point motor is going to be somewhere around here. It's going to be quite annoying underneath there to fit that, but there we go. It's going to be further away. It's going to be enough room. I've got a point motor here somewhere. So that's roughly where the point motor is now. So as you can see, it's going to be a bit further away, a bit to the left of it. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So that'll work. So that's what we're going to have to do. The other thing it's probably going to have to do, well, the thing it means is that this point is going to move further slightly this way and slightly this way. So it means that this section of track is going to have to recut. We're going to have to move this point. So that means yet another hole is going to have to be re-drilled. This point is going to have to move further this way. So it probably will end up butting up to just literally being straight onto the curve, which isn't a problem. These are fairly gentle radiuses, so I'm not worried about that in terms of reverse curves issues. So that might actually work pretty well. But this section of track's going to have to recut, re-sorted out. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's basically what we've got to do. So all this now needs to come up, and we need to redo it all again. So here we go again. Alright, so that's the redone section here. These two sections, as you can see, just a little bit longer. You just give them a little test just to double check. I had to add a couple of bits in on this bit as well. And here, these two bits had to be redone. So that's all. It seems to have worked out pretty well. It looks a little bit better actually now that we got the full curve in here. So really the next part to do is to finish off this section and lay this brand new set track down here. So let's get on to that. Okay, so that's literally all of those bits of track down. Next thing I can start doing really is starting to construct the marshalling yard here. I can have a look at how many points we need to work out that into the marshalling yard and start laying the roads that way. Other sections we've got to do is we've got this yard section here, and then we've got another yard section that's going to be here. That I need to do a bit of playing around with the track plan. Still haven't worked that out yet. And then we've got the loco shed as well. Biggest thing I need to do with the loco shed is I need to buy two more of these inspection pits from Pico. Because I need to lay these in because they have the track attached to them. So that's going to happen on here. Yeah, so that's pretty much the next sections of things to do. Might have to starting to wire up the actual track sections as well. So that's another thing that will need to be done. That's starting to become more critical now because I can't really test it with the sections that I've got at the moment. I'm going to need to add more controllers and, well, add one more controller and also add the actual sections in to test them out and see how we get on with black spots and different things like that. So yeah, so that's the full loop done. Now the full reception line is done. The other section we've got the head shunt to lay on the other board, on the canal board. This section needs to be laid, which I've got to do the buffer stop for. So that might be the next video. But yeah, that's pretty much the project. Pretty much all of the progress I've managed to do in June. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for following me. I've had a lot of subscribers recently. So thank you so much for that. Welcome if you are new. Yeah, we'll have to see how we get on for the next one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.